Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yes.
It is true. Now we're going to listen to what Decoy Voice has to say about Los Angeles being finished.
Oh, it's finished.
It's over.
So
they completed it.
Yeah, I was going to say, they finished building it.
They just completed it.
There's no more room now.
Yeah.
We're done. We're moving on to the next one.
Yeah, they fought the final boss. It's all over. End credits. Yeah. I guess it's going to be to do with the homelessness and the drugs and things like that.
Everything that's wrong about what should be right. Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to the States next month.
Yeah, this month.
Oh, this month. Yeah, it's the first.
November.
Yeah.
Is LA somewhere that you'd go?
No.
At the moment, just no desire to go there.
It's too far. But it's on the wrong coast.
Yeah, I suppose it is, yeah.
I mean, there's some beautiful places in California.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love going anywhere. I'd go absolutely anywhere in the world. I'll go. If someone said, "Do you want to go there?" I'll go. I'll give it a shot. They don't sort of thing apart from Stoke, but I'm like, no. But no, it's with Los Angeles. It's like it's just one of them places. Never really appealed to me. It just comes across as a bit pretentious for me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, nah, not bothered. There's more places. There's probably another 50 or 60 places ahead of Los Angeles to go to where I'd rather go.
That you really want to go rather.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that's kind of Hollywood and that's sort of like the glitz and glamour and actors and things? Yeah,
because I'm not into the movies and all that sort of thing, so it doesn't really appeal to me. LA. It's like the only thing that appeals to me with LA is the night scene, the nightlife and all that kind of stuff a bit. And even now I'm getting too old for that, so it's kind of like it's losing its appeal more and more for me. So there's loads more places I'd rather go than before I went to LA.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, let's check it out. Let's see what Decoy Voice has got to say. I'll show you as well. Look. There you go.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, California, highway robbery is no longer just a euphemism for our income taxes, but actually something that happens in broad daylight.
Stay there. Hey, stay there. Don't move. Hey, stay there.
Now, even though they caught them in 4K from multiple angles, apparently the plates on that white Chevy Malibu actually belong to a silver Toyota Corolla. So without the vehicle VIN, I doubt they'll catch these discount VIN diesels. As I remember the story
Do you think they've run them off the road before robbing them?
It looks a bit of a mess, the other car, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's awful, isn't it?
There's one point, I've said it before, there's one point when I go home at night and I cut through. I shouldn't really cut through where I do, but I do. Because it's quicker, and when I'm driving through, I'm thinking, this is where I'm going to get hijacked here. And my eyes are everywhere. They're in, the mirrors. Yeah. I'm constantly looking round, and I'm thinking, and then there's a tram stop there as well, so you have to stop for the tram. Yeah. And I'm thinking this, and then all the little scroats are screaming around on the shitty mopeds, and I'm like, one of you makes a wrong move and just running a lot of you over. Yeah. I'm not taking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right?
Of course do. Yeah.
It's bad. I think. Like the level of lawlessness isn't just in places like Los Angeles, though. It's happening over here.
Oh, it's
like
global.
Crime is
global at the
absolutely
moment.
rife at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's people doing stupid stuff, and then when they get caught, they don't seem to get the gravity of the thing they've just done.
Yeah. No.
And like that, I mean,
especially in America, your life's at risk because people do carry guns.
I don't know what the gun laws are in California, because I think Donut Operator talked about them. Didn't he say they banned handguns or something?
Not sure.
I'm sure that last Donut Operator we did, he said
But
that's
the
what
police
happens
have guns.
when you take...
Don't matter, the police have guns and the criminals have guns. Yeah. I'm not talking about the regular citizen. If that heist is going down there on that highway in California and a cop goes by, the cop's probably going to open fire.
Yeah.
Because they've got guns. And if they see guns, they're probably going to shoot.
Yeah, I would guess so.
And then your life's in danger because they're trained.
That's
and
true.
You're just a scrote from wherever you are in LA.
Yeah.
I wonder what the instances of that sort of crime are in LA versus places in Texas where people are more inclined to be carrying a weapon to defend themselves. You know, if there's any sort of significant drop in that sort of crime.
Maybe.
Yeah, good point.
covered over a year ago in New York City, where a similar type of robbery occurred in the Upper East Side. It was also seen in 4K, broad daylight with multiple video angles, and also used a stolen vehicle in the robbery. Well, apparently they were only able to catch the thieves because one of them dropped a Cash App card with their full name inside the vehicle they robbed. So when looking at ABC7's article on yesterday's robbery in LA, they report they don't know if these four masked men intentionally crashed into the vehicle, despite having a hammer and a crowbar, dressed like bootleg liberal hive mind if they sold this costume at Spirit Halloween. But no, a California Highway Patrol officer states that this is a rare occurrence, but in the event it does happen, don't confront the robbers. Just make sure your doors are locked. Sure, if only his doors were locked, he might not have been robbed. But this is on brand with California, as 2 years ago, LAPD also sent out a warning about the uptick in robberies, saying, do not resist robbers, comply with their demands, and be a good witness. Although I do understand where they're coming from, they want people to be safe, and criminals typically target defenseless individuals because they're defenseless. It's just that something always bothers me when the people that are telling you be an easier target for criminals never mean for themselves to be easier targets for criminals. As the coppers that write these bulletins don't leave their homes unarmed. Politicians pushing soft on crime policies don't live in the hood. But when it comes to you, it's not about protecting yourself, it's about protecting the criminals and their crime stats. Case in point, San Francisco.
I did see, and I don't know who the politician was, so I've not got the context, but an interview with a politician in the States where someone was pressing him saying, you know, you're against gun laws. You're against guns, sorry, and you want to restrict the general public's right to own guns, but you have armed guards with you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And like, are you willing to give up that privilege at the same time as you want everyone else to give up their privilege to defend themselves? And it was, I don't know who the guy was, so I'm not 100% of the context.
But having an armed guard to people carrying guns are two very different things.
But I think the point is your average member of public can't afford an armed guard to follow him around everywhere.
But your average member of public's also not a politician.
That's
Politician's
true.
more likely to be a target, I guess,
correct,
isn't he?
yeah.
So, whereas
Is
member
it
of
some?
public isn't.
Yeah.
Some,
Yeah, some,
but,
definitely, yeah.
Doesn't mean their lives are more valuable than everyone else.
Doesn't,
not at all,
doesn't
no.
but they're in the public eye more than Joe Public. So if you've got a guy who just works in the bank down the road, he's open to probably being robbed. But he doesn't mean he can carry a gun. But if you're a politician who's just come out and said, right, just pass the bill or lobbying for a bill that needs passing, that people can't have money or Medicare or whatever it may be, then at a target, people are going to hate you.
Yeah.
When you're a politician, you get a lot of people who don't like you.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
When you're a public figure, there's a lot of people that don't like you. In the day,
Absolutely.
I'm not a public figure, so I wouldn't know.
Francisco, California simply cannot control vehicle break-ins. So much that they actually happen right in front of San Francisco PD, even when they're out there to specifically deter vehicle break-ins. But somehow, they can't get rid of laws like this that make these break-ins worse.
The way it works now is that prosecutors are required to prove that a vehicle was locked at the time of a car break-in, even if thieves broke a window.
But without having an individual who owns the car or possesses the car say that they locked the doors, would be required to dismiss a case or see that case be dismissed by a judge.
And plain and simple, it's because they need to juke the stats. Politicians love to boast about how effective their policies are, even if they aren't effective. And I've talked about this numerous times on this channel where my friend got robbed with a knife, but the next day LAPD documented it as 2 separate police reports, one for petty theft and one for brandishing. Not because this was 2 separate incidents, but because armed robbery numbers need to go down, so why actually arrest criminals committing crime when you can simply break up felonies and do easier to digest misdemeanors? Because the only thing they can manage to save now is politicians' jobs. So no wonder places like
Anyone who has to fluff the stats in any way to make themselves look favourable is a scumbag.
GMP.
Yeah.
They all do it though.
Yep.
Like it happens over here. Politicians do it all the time. It's that famous one of the Conservative Party over here saying we've put record amounts of money into the NHS, and it's like, but the amount they're putting is just increased slightly on last year, but not in accordance with inflation
But
and everything else.
They're probably wasting more than they used to as well, though.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's one thing-
Everyone's full of shit.
It's one thing putting it in, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you're wasting even more money, then it's pointless anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, and when the currency is devalued slightly, then you can put in more than you did last year, and it'd be worth significantly less.
If anyone wants to watch a government that's so full of shit, watch the COVID inquiry at the moment that's going on in England. God, man, it makes you so angry.
Was that Dominic Cummings on the thing today?
He was swearing, effing jeffing yesterday, wasn't he?
Was
on
he?
it?
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
was
missed
using
it.
proper bad language yesterday.
Right.
I'm avoiding it purposely because it's just going to drive me mental.
Makes you so angry watching it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it going, you mother, you lying bastard.
Such blatant corruption happening there. It's unbelievable.
I'm yelling at the TV more than I do at football. Tell you.
our capital, Sacramento, just have broad daylight burglaries by bandits stealing snacks with their swine tier BMIs. And where's our political leadership to respond to these unlivable conditions? Hanging out in China, meeting their president. But maybe it's because his home is currently hosting a parade of sorts.
In Fairhouse, California, in Gavin Newsom's neck of the woods in his neighborhood, and the Apple Hill Trump train has paid us a visit over here.
So sad to say, I think things will continue to get a whole lot worse before they get any better, and the only thing people like me and you can do is refocus on keeping ourselves safe. And unfortunately for me, it's going to be voting with my feet, as I'm going to be leaving the area I live, as they recently opened up a certain taxpayer-funded facility that has basically made my block unlivable for regular people. So hopefully in the near future, you guys get to see this show in a new and improved studio that doesn't also double as my kitchen, living room, dining area, and set for an online show that gets more views in places like CNN. But despite all that, if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out my video on how CNN's lies finally caught up to them in the streets.
I've seen that CNN reports, yeah.
Why? What happened?
You probably should watch it actually, because she's in I think she's in Palestine or somewhere along them lines. And or Syria or somewhere, and she's reporting, and she's not like saying, you know, something's not happening. The guy just went straight up to him, going, "You liar!"
Really?
Into like seeing there, kind of yelling in her face. Yeah. They had to abandon the report.
Really? Wow.
I think the world's gone mad at the moment.
Yeah,
it's not just LA, and it's not just places in the States.
No, I
over
agree.
here, like globally, it's just gone crazy, hasn't it?
You've got to have your wits about you wherever you go now, big time. You've got to be on high alert wherever you do. I mean, I'm always on high alert anyway, sort of thing. If I go into a busy place, when I go to the football, I'm looking at everyone thinking they're a potential suspect. I'm just staring at people going like, "Why have you got a backpack? What are you bringing a backpack to football for?" Yeah, you know, and things like that. And I'm like, why do you? I see people down the street wheeling a suitcase. I'm like, where are you going with a suitcase around here? There's nothing going on around there that you need a suitcase.
To be fair, I think that when I'm driving to work, and I'm like, what are all you people driving for?
Oh, that's why I say the same thing. Why is everyone on the road? Where are you all going at this time?
I'm going to work, but what are you people doing?
I had to, late notice, I had to go Nottingham a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the motorway was so busy, I was thinking, you shouldn't be here. It should just be me. It's Sunday afternoon. No one else has got a reason to be driving down here. Absolute joke. I'd love to know. I'd love to have a poll and just say, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? What are you doing now? Why?
Yeah. I think that they just showed Gavin Newsom's house, didn't they? I think he's running for president, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think
I've not been following it.
I think he's one of the people tipped to run in 2024. Yeah.
Right,
and there's people pretty angry about it because he's the mayor of California, is it? Or governor or something like that.
Don't know.
People are putting a lot of the blame for this sort of behaviour and the crime stats going up on him because of his policies of... I think he's one of the people that brought in not prosecuting crimes under a certain value and raised the value. So people just start robbing shops because they're not going to get prosecuted.
It keeps the rates down then as well, doesn't it? Like you say, it's the numbers and all that. So like a squash, and it's like, look at me, I'm doing well. You know, no, only 400 people have been killed this year. And you go, yeah, but there's not 2 million have been killed. And you go, yeah, but only 400 have been killed by using some accident with the axe, in their head.
Yeah.
And you go,
unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the fluffing stats thing just drives me mad. You've got to be so careful to listen to the words people use when they try and tout that they've done something great for the community.
Ultimately, all these politicians, though, they always blame someone else, don't they? They never take responsibility for their policies or anything like that, do they? Ever. It's always the previous incumbents or it's someone else's fault.
But you never hear them describe their wages, for example, in the same way. You know, I can imagine if they said, we're putting in record amounts into our wage packet every month. They wouldn't say that. They'd say it's in accordance with inflation that our wages had to...
They'll say it's nothing to do with you, is what they'll say. We'll pay ourselves what we want, nothing to do with you.
You shouldn't be able to decide how much you get paid.
When you're sheet all the expenses and everything else.
Don't just to make themselves look good. And
I think the expenses stuff is still going on over here, isn't it? People claiming 200 quid for a paperclip and things like that.
Like I said, full of shit. All of them. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.